Customer service people of Reddit, what's the dumbest thing a customer has gone out of their way to complain about? Many years back, worked for a store chain which sells all products related and connected to nature. Among them, the Himalayan salt stone lamp. It's a stone made of salt that encases an electrical bulb. It is supposed to help for regulating ions in your home office. A customer called us to complain that their stone disappeared at home, and asked for a refund. As open-minded as I can be, I however tried to understand what she meant exactly by disappeared. Story is, customer removed the stone from the bulb and put it in her dishwasher to clean it. I had to be super nice with her to make her realizing that salt dissolves in water. Especially in hot water, without her getting upset and getting offended. It was a lonely moment. A guy asked if I was the manager. Can I help you with something? Angrily, yeah, 3 Saturdays in row now I come down here at 4:30, and every duckin' Saturday you close at 4. Yeah, we close at 4. Duck you. At least he left then. The worst ones don't leave. They just keep going. I work for a popular roadside assistance company and had a guy call in wanting to get roadside assistance for his daughter who was stranded. His daughter was not on his membership and there was no room to add her because he already had his wife added. So I suggested he remove his wife for now and add his daughter so she can get roadside assistance and then switch them back afterwards. Apparently this was the most outrageous suggestion. He went and told my supervisor that I was making him choose his daughter over his wife and no father should have to make that kind of decision, lol. Hey there, are you subscribed yet? Please do. Also leave a like on this video to help out the channel. I was working at OfficeMax during back to school season. This woman comes up to my register with a few things and I start scanning it in. She notices the one item rang up less than she was expecting. She actually got an attitude with me because we hadn't had a chance to print new shelf tags for that aisle yet. I told her I would wait if she wanted to get more. She declined and continued complaining to me about it. I said, well, I can override the price to what the shelf label said. I realize now that I was being a bit of a bitch by saying that. She politely declined that as well, paid with her card, and rushed out the door with her things. Had a woman call me racist because I asked her if she needed utensils for her takeout. It's always, X has it cheaper, go there then. You are hurting literally nobody's feelings. I used to work at a pizza place with a small dining room. So many people would complain that their pizza was too hot to eat. Of course it is. It just came out of the oven. This is why you chose to drive your dumbass here to eat instead of having it delivered. Because it's fresh. Fresh pizza is hot, FFS. Worked in an electronics store to put myself through college. I worked in the computer department, but was sitting at the loss prevention desk up front to cover while the LP supervisor took a quick lunch break. An old lady comes in, asks where the dairy section is, and help finding the milk. I told her, kindly, that we weren't in a grocery store. She looks confused and leaves. A couple of minutes later her presumably son walks in, and starts chewing my ass because I wouldn't help her find the milk. When he was done bitching, I slowly waved my arm across the store and asked him which one of those aisles looks like they might have groceries in them. He stares for a good few seconds, and then starts bitching me out saying that I'm an asshole, and he wants to see a manager. So I paged the loss prevention supervisor up to the front. The LP supervisor invited the guy to never come back to the store. The store manager was walking by my register as a customer was walking up to check out. My manager said I had to take my break in 15 minutes, to which I said, okay. The customer complained that it was unprofessional for the manager to speak to me and that I was unprofessional to respond when a customer was approaching the register because I needed to be focused on her and greet her appropriately. I'm glad you are enjoying this video. Before we continue, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Working pizza delivery. One time a guy called in, threatened to kick all our asks and more because we put sticks in his pizza. I told him I would be happy to come pick it up and examine it. We got a lot of fraud calls, people trying to get free shit every day. When I got there his tone changed. I am 6 foot, 270 pounds, and he showed me the sticks in his pizza. You know what they were? He ordered thin crust, and some of the crust broke off onto the pizza. He was nice as can be after I pointed that out. I work at a bakery and we sell pigs in a blanket for breakfast. A few years ago one of the kinds was a spicy blueberry sausage. It had blueberries inside the sausage link. One day some lady got one, knowing it was a blueberry sausage link, bit into it and noticed some dark-looking things inside the sausage link. Surprise! It was a blueberry, but for whatever reason she thought that a flake of black gunk from inside our oven somehow managed to get inside the sausage link, even after said link was rolled in a croissant. She called the health department on us and tried to get $50 plus of free food. My boss asked her what she ordered. He brought out a link of the sausage to show her and she immediately shut up and left the store. Unfortunately we stopped selling that kind because, if one idiot is gonna think that then others will, which is sad because they were pretty good. I owned a computer biz for a few years. The one that always got me was this chick that brought in her computer slammed with viruses, spyware, etc. so bad it wouldn't boot. Got it all fixed up and she picked it up. Brought it back the very next day with the same thing. I asked what site she visited since she picked it up and she, completely unashamed, said, "Oh, my BF and I are on poor asterisk all the time." Okay. I told her I would go ahead and clean it again for free, but if she visited those sites I couldn't do it again without charging. Picked it up same day. Back in the next. Me, "Did you get back on the poor asterisk sites?" Her, "Of course." I could not make her understand why this kept happening and would continue happening, so I just asked her to go somewhere else. Not sure if this is really a complaint but more sheer stupidity. At my first IT job, someone was returning a computer monitor and insisted on speaking with someone from the IT department rather than just leaving it in the cage as they were asked. So I came down to talk with them to see what was going on, and she was very adamant that I double-check the monitor to make sure all of her information was off of it. This lady literally thought all of her icons, files, and folders were saved directly to the monitor itself and wouldn't leave unless I powered it on to show her. I didn't even bother trying to explain it to her. She seemed extremely rude and it wouldn't even be worth my time. So I literally plugged it into the wall, didn't connect it to anything, and powered it on. "See, it's completely blank. You're good to go." She smiled, said thank you, and left. I got a great one. So I have a small retail business with my mom that's strictly brick and mortar. Normally our return policy is within 21 days for store credit. During the holidays we extend it so that anything purchased between Black Friday and December 24th can be returned up until the end of January. A few years ago this guy came in around the end of April trying to return Christmas gifts on dry cleaning hangers. When I told him I wouldn't take it back, even for a store credit, he blew up on me and cussed me out in front of other customers in the store. He then proceeded to leave a 1-star review and bash the store, saying how he's never been treated like that before at a store. How TF do people like that exist? Classic one from my younger days was working escalation support at a regional ISP, basically the people who if you demand a supervisor you get sent to escalation, call notes from previous agent, elderly person very angry issues with their bill and can't find the account. Within 30 seconds of talking with them I determined that their issue was not with phone or internet, what we sold, but with their cell phone, which we don't sell or provide, a hardware issue with their cell phone. They can't pull an account because they don't have service with us. It took me 10 minutes to get this old man off the phone, and only because he gave me a great line to respond to. "Old man, what do I even pay you people for if you won't help me with this?" CP Tatter, "Sir, you don't pay us, I'm pretty sure, because we don't provide service for or sell any cell phones. We do home phone and internet only at regional ISP, we don't provide service for cell phones." Old man, angry noises, threats of BBB complaints. CP Tatter, "I understand your frustration, sir, but if Papa John's gets your order wrong it won't help you to complain to the Taco Bell manager." Old man, asterisk, dawning comprehension, mumbled comment about I should be nicer and hang up sound asterisk. I guess this wasn't really an official complaint, but it was pretty dumb. I was running register at the grocery store and this couple got in my line. I could tell they were together because they were talking and interacting with one another. However, they had 2 different baskets and left a small gap between their respective items without placing down the divider. So I wasn't sure if they were paying for everything all together or separately. I say the generic things, "Hi, how are you, did you find everything okay, etc., and then politely asked, together or separate?" The lady gave me a death glare and said, "Why on earth does it matter?" I gave her a blank stare and slowly said, "So, that I know whether to keep ringing you up, or cash out the order." All I can think is they must have been having some relationship problems because she jumped right to that, haha. I was a lifeguard for 2 to 3 years in high school. Every day I would get people complaining about the pool temperature as if I could do something about it. "Ma'am, the pool does not have a heating system, I'm sorry. Larger bodies of water hold their temperature longer, which is why it's so cold." And they would complain all the time. "This is your job, you need to fix it." "I'm sorry lady. This isn't the Four Seasons Hotel, this is a ducking community pool." It was never young people, always the old ladies who would come in at 5 a.m. to do water aerobics. Restaurant with open kitchen, so customers and us cooks can converse freely. Customer wanted crispy fish. Made it really crispy. Not done enough. I cooked a new one, literally like 15 minutes on the fryers. I cooked 3 or 4 other orders around it. She then complained that it was too hot and she didn't want it. Worked at a coffee shop that wasn't Starbucks. Frappuccino is a trademarked word for Starbucks blended coffee drinks. When customers would ask for frappuccinos we would just put in the order as what we called it and let them know the name for it at our store so they would recognize it when the barista called it out. Had a woman get so upset she was screaming, all over the word frappuccino. According to her it was the traditional Italian word for a blended coffee drink, it's not, and we obviously thought she was stupid to tell her otherwise and how dare we insult her like that. Tried to calm her down and just say we called them something else but it would be a similar drink, didn't even correct her about the rest. She continued to flip out and literally looked up and called our corporate customer service line in front of us, holding up the rest of the line, to have them tell her the same thing. She then started screeching to demand to talk to the president of our company, and started knocking stuff off our countertop. That's when we called security to escort her the duck out of our store.